Hi, I'm Semra Barutchu and I'm here with Jeff from the Infosys Knowledge Institute. We're here to talk about the digital radar report that the Knowledge Institute has been conducting. Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about the report?
You bet. A year ago, we did some research on digital maturity in companies and digital transformation, and then we took those findings, did them again this year, did the surveys and the research, and we looked at the differences. We looked at over 1,000 companies, 1,000 respondents from companies around the world, 7 countries, 12 industries, and we noticed what the barriers were, what they're striving to accomplish, and it was really interesting to see the difference between last year and this year.
Fantastic. So it sounds like this was globally covering, so you guys would have received a lot of insights from these reports. What are some of the key findings that you'd like to share with us?
Well, the first thing is, the good news is, most companies have made progress. They're more mature. For the 22 digital initiatives we looked at, they all made progress. A lot of them went from what we're calling this watchers category, which is the folks that haven't made as much progress, to a middle we're calling explorers. So a lot of progress there, maybe full 10% improvement. What was insightful, though, or interesting, was this digital ceiling that a lot of companies hit. They had a difficult time going from this middle tier to the top cluster. What was really interesting is when you think about customer centricity, everyone thinks that's important, you must be customer centric. It is important, but it's not enough. The companies that made the difference, that went to that next level, were the ones that also did things focused on employees. So it was learning, collaboration. So being customer centric wasn't enough. Employee focused programs actually made the difference.
Yeah, and I guess that also touches on the whole change management as we're implementing the digital strategies in our organization. So now we are in 2020. A lot of companies are relooking into their strategies. What are some of the recommendations you'd like to share?
Well, coming out of it, we try to look at what are the findings telling us. And not just a forecast, but also what's the data telling us. What's really interesting is the rate of change that companies have been traditionally going through, unfortunately, was slower than the pace of change in the market. So rather than doing these transformation programs in a linear fashion, one after the other, they almost have to resemble more like a living organism, move quickly, sense, respond, learn, evolve. And the things that are emerging from our research, one is architecting for more flexibility. Don't be perfect and rigid. Flexible, and then in a related way evolve very quickly. So agility at scale. The other is value engagement and relationships over simple transactions. In other words, interactions with employees and stakeholders. Another thing is this idea of resilience. You can't plan for everything, but you can build in this resilience to address adversity and handle it. And finally, I think the triple bottom line, not just the profitability, but looking at people and planets as well, and adopting things like the UN Sustainable Development Goals, embedding those, because it does matter, not just serving the sustainability aspect, also things like equality and making sure access. And I think addressing those, which are more than nice to haves, as you start to think about those, you'll also be one step ahead of regulation and other compliance types of things that will be coming soon.
Well, that's fantastic. Digital has to be part of everyone's strategy, whether it's enterprise or whether it's globally itself. Some very insightful inputs from you, and I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Semra.